So big development that has happened in the Supreme Court today. It has refused to stay the entire Waqf Amendment Act of 2025, which was challenged, but has now put a partial stay on certain clauses. Now, the Supreme Court has reiterated that the laws of the Parliament enjoy a presumption of constitutionality and a blanket stays are only rarest of rare. Let's explain exactly what are these provisions where a stay has been granted by the Supreme Court. The 5-year practicing Islam rule is now on hold. Now, the clause that required a person to have practiced the religion for at least 5 years to create a waqf is now stayed until rules are framed onto how the practice will be determined. Also, while the court has paused 3 controversial elements, most of the act continues the way it is. Now, the waqf by user denotification question is under the court's lens, so what continues is the registration requirement. The court has noted that the registration of waqf properties is not new, with a long history thereof when we speak of registration will continue pending final hearing. The government's framework on composition of board, including non-Muslim eligibility, is part of the amendments that is also under scrutiny. So what's going to happen next? The interim order will finally lay out the final wording on the state clauses, including any directions about the determination of religious practice and the handling of waqf by user denotification.
See, briefly, the Honorable Supreme Court has given 5 important observations in the interim order. First, there is no stay against the Amendment Act. The various provisions have been cited in the order itself. Second, that registration of waqf has not been stayed. Third, that the revenue officer's report before the DM cannot be basis to divest any waqf owner of the waqf property, meaning thereby he will have to go through the legal procedure before the tribunal as well as before the Honorable High Court. If that judgment comes in favor of the government, then only that gentleman can be deprived of the waqf property. It is no longer waqf property. Fourthly, that those who have not practiced Islamic law for 5 years, they were not permitted to create waqf. That provision has been stayed. So this is, therefore I have said, this is win-win situation for both.
एक बड़ी राहत है ये, बड़ी जीत है ये, और कुछ पॉइंट्स तो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण थे और इस अमेंडमेंट को बहुत खतरनाक बना रहे थे, उस पर रोक लगाया है माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय ने। तो मैं इसे जीत के तौर पे देखूंगा। कलेक्टर राज वाला जो पॉइंट है उस पर रोक लगाना, प्रैक्टिसिंग मुस्लिम पे सवाल खड़े कर देना और उस पे रोक लगा देना, मुझे लगता है ये 2 तो बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण पॉइंट है।
So one of the contentious issue was of a person to be a practicing Muslim before he or she can create a waqf. Do you think the stay that has been put by the Supreme Court is in the right direction?
नहीं, 100% पूछा है माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय ने कि आप रूल तो फ्रेम करो, कैसे डिसाइड करोगे कि हु इज द प्रैक्टिसिंग मुस्लिम और नॉट, हु इज द प्रैक्टिसिंग हिंदू और नॉट, कैसे डिसाइड करोगे आप? तो वो डिसाइड करने का पहले मसौदा तो लेके आओ, तो इट्स गुड। मुझे लगता है कि अच्छा।
The other point that has been stated by the Supreme Court is about the bureaucrats, too much interference by
Day 1 से हम सारे लोग कह रहे हैं कि कलेक्टर के जरिए जमीनों को लूटने की कोशिश है। माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय ने रोक लगा दिया। धन्यवाद।
The other one is about the representation in the waqf from
अब उस जजमेंट को पूरा पढ़ने के बाद कुछ उस पर हम बोल पाएंगे, लेकिन जो इनिशियली हमारे पास इंफॉर्मेशन है उसके हिसाब से ये वक्फ की लड़ाई लड़ने वालों की जीत है।
The Honorable Supreme Court has made very categorical interim order today. Number 1, there is no stay on the amendments brought in by the central government headed by Manniya.
So a balanced order there by the Supreme Court. Both sides have been claiming vindication, calling it as a win from their side. But as far as when it comes to simplifying the language that has been put up by the Supreme Court, as the judgment copy has now been accessed, Dr. Shalini Ali, National Convener, MRM, is connected with us. Dr. Mumtaz Rizvi, political analyst, is also connected with us. Khaliqur Rahman, leader from the Congress Party, is also connected with us. But there is another breaking update that is now coming in on part of the reaction from the government side. We'll get that as Harish is also connected with us. Good afternoon to all of you. But when we understand as far as the judgment here is concerned, Dr. Shalini Ali, what is your assessment so far? Both sides claiming vindication. However, do you view it as a balanced approach by the Supreme Court that has been taken, where the entire act was challenged, saying that it cannot happen, but certain provisions can be granted a stay?
See, what's important to know is that I don't think there have been any negative reactions as far as now as the lots of Muslim community organizations are concerned. So yes, definitely I'll call it a very balanced verdict, a verdict which was looked up to since a very long time. There are a few issues that needed to have been corrected before this judgment was coming in, which was very important. For example, when you talk about the rule of the DM or the collector, where FAR is concerned for any kind of a catastrophic condition or a situation, it was already there that a person can appeal into the Waqf Tribunal Court or even to the higher courts. This was a fact which was very less known to the people all over in our country. So this has been made a kind of a clarification note, and as far as the Aam Janta is concerned, now they do know that it was not only the collector and the DM that was being concerned about, it was always there. This was already there in the previous amendments also. So now this one situation has been cleared. Where the non-Muslim members are concerned, they have, the Act had asked for 5, and the Supreme Court has said 4 members, non-Muslims, are allowed in the Waqf Council and 3 would be allowed in the state boards. So there has been a kind of a mediation that has taken place in giving the verdict today. Registration is not new, as the Supreme Court has also stated it, and registration is a must. Why was there
और
any
उसे अपील भी करा है सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से. डॉक्टर मुमताज, अगर हम बात करें, जहां तक स्वीपिंग पावर्स कलेक्टर को तो जी जाती थी, वहां पर कुछ हमारे जो एडवोकेट्स है, जो लॉयर्स है, जो पार्टी थे इन सारे पिटिशंस का, उनका ये कहना और मानना है कि 99%, 99.9% जो हमारा एक्ट पास किया गया था पार्लियामेंट की तरफ से, उसको प्रेसिडेंट ने असेंट दी थी, वो अभी इन फोर्स है, इंप्लीमेंटेड है. हाँ, 1-2 चीजें सिर्फ क्लैरिफाई करी गई हैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से.
देखिए, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका. मेरे ख्याल से अभी तमाम चीजें सामने आ जाएंगी, लेकिन जो 2-3 बातें सामने आई हैं, उन सब का मैं समझता हूं कि हमें खैर मकदम करना चाहिए. वैसे तो मुसलमान जो इस मुल्क का है, वो हमेशा अदालत के फैसले को कबूल करता है और फिर उसे अगर जरूरत लगती है तो वो जाकर के चैलेंज करता है, जो आइन के और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के दायरे में आता है. जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से ऑब्जर्वेशन आई है, मैं समझता हूं कि उनमें 2 चीजें जो है, एक तो प्रैक्टिसिंग मुस्लिम के ताल्लुक से, और दूसरा ये कि जो पूरी डीएम को पावर दी जा रही थी कि वो वही जो है चीजों को देखेगा और चेक करेगा और फिर से तमाम जो औकाफ हैं उनका रजिस्ट्रेशन होगा या उन्हें चेक किया जाएगा कि ये वक्फ है, नहीं है, क्या है, उसको रोक दिया. मैं समझता हूं कि ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. बाकी भी और चीजें आएंगी इसमें जो अहम है.
लेकिन कलेक्टर की पावर को लेकर जो आप कह रहे हैं डॉक्टर मुमताज, खलीकुर रहमान जी भी उसके ऊपर बात कर सकते हैं और हरीश भी हमारे साथ जुड़ गए फॉर अ बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग के कलेक्टर के न्याय के बाद भी अगर आपको लगता है कि आपके फेवर में नहीं गया है, आप उसको भी आगे चैलेंज कर सकते हैं. द कलेक्टर विल नॉट बी डीम्ड एज द फाइनल अथॉरिटी.
नहीं, बिल्कुल.
हाँ. जी, आप अपनी बात खत्म करिए, फिर मैं हरीश के पास जाती हूँ. जी, डॉक्टर मुमताज.
देखिए, मैं एक मिनट क्लियर कर दूं. देखिए, ये जो बात आप कह रही, जब यही बात हम लोग ट्रिब्यूनल को लेकर के कह रहे थे तो कोई सुन नहीं रहा था. भाई, ट्रिब्यूनल में भी तो यही है. ट्रिब्यूनल में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? ट्रिब्यूनल जो है कौन बनाता है? क्या गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से नहीं बनाया जाता वो? क्या उस पर कंट्रोल गवर्नमेंट नहीं होता? फिर पूरा वोट को गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल करता है. इतनी चीजें उलझा दी जा रही हैं बिला वजह. तमाम जाकर बहुत सारे 1, 2, 3 प्रॉपर्टी का मुकदमा आज कहाँ चल रहा है? दिल्ली की जो 123 प्रॉपर्टी है उनका मुकदमा कहाँ चल रहा है? हाई कोर्ट में चल रहा है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक में मामला जो है जाता है. इसलिए मुझे लग रहा है कि ये उलझाया जा रहा है. और जो
तो मामला अब आपको सुलझता हुआ नजर आ रहा है क्या हरीश, एज फार एज व्हेन इट कम्स टू द कलेक्टर एंड हिज पावर इज concerned, because it cannot be permitted to adjudicate rights of personal citizens, and this will violate separation of powers, something that has been notified by the Supreme Court.
Yes, in fact, Amita, the contention raised by these petitioners was that how can the government be the litigant and the judge. They meant that if the collector is resolving the dispute, definitely this collector will side with the government against that particular Muslim individual. So the Supreme Court observed that yes, this is a violation of separation of powers, but even the center post-judgment has given its clarification. It says that the arrangement of collector is just to decide the title at a preliminary stage. It's a tentative determination. Yes, the collector's decision can be challenged in a tribunal, and above that the appeal can go to the High Court, and that has been the center's stand. Let me read out this portion of the reaction of the center. It says, one provision in the Waqf Act requires that a competent officer can determine whether a property is a Waqf property or not. The central government had already pointed out that this is only a tentative determination, since the title can only be decided by a competent court or a tribunal. Based on this interpretation by the central government itself, the Supreme Court has stayed that provision holding that the title can only be decided by Waqf tribunal or the civil court. And Amita, the center is also saying that it's a win-win situation. There is both sides have reason to be happy.
That breaking update in just a bit, Harish, as you're saying, as far as when it comes to how the government may have reacted to this interim judgment that has now been accessed also on part of the Supreme Court announcing today. But Khaliqur Rahmanji, your point of view, the entire statute has not been stayed, and that cannot happen. This is being made clear by the Supreme Court. However, there are some sections that needed protection and has been granted.
Yeah, good afternoon. In fact, when we have approached the court, and when this bill was passed, at that time, in fact, we knew that the Supreme Court definitely would, put a stay on this. So, and the government also very cleverly, I would say, had put this in the bill because they knew that this would be challenged in the court of law, and the court would, ultimately give the, interim stay on this. And based on this, government wants to claim that, okay, because this, since the Supreme Court verdict has come, and so it is a win-win situation. But what I want to say that the entire, bill itself was unconstitutional, and most of the amendments, which in fact the government had proposed there, they were totally unconstitutional.
Well, it cannot be struck down. As far as the constitutional validity itself that was challenged, the Supreme Court has refused to do that, Mr. Khaliqur Rahman, because as far as the government's point is also concerned, while the arguments were happening, they had called the concept of Waqf as not essentially a religious practice, saying that the Waqf boards are administering such properties that were engaged in secular and administrative functions as well. Harish, I believe we have another breaking update coming in on part of the government's reaction that is now coming in. The centre has now issued a statement. This is the first response that is coming in from the government on the certain stays that has been granted by the Supreme Court. Let's put that out in focus. Harish, what is the government's reaction coming in?
Yes, in fact, the center also claiming victory, saying that one of the primary argument was the challenge by the petitioners was non-recognition of unregistered Waqf properties, and in fact, the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta saying that the Supreme Court has not touched that, which means that unregistered Waqf properties will not be recognized. Number two, the center says that it has always been the stand that there cannot be more than 4 non-Muslim members in the Central Waqf Council, not more than 3 non-Muslim members in the State Waqf Board, and that has been replicated in the judgment pronounced by the Supreme Court today. So the center has no objection. That has always been the center's stand. And as far as collector role is concerned, the center maintaining that they have always maintained that the collector will only be doing a preliminary determination of the dispute, and of course, if the aggrieved side can approach.
The government point of view is concerned, saying that the arguments that were put forth by the government that has been accepted by the Supreme Court, this response that is now coming at a time when it comes to the calls that was made by the petitioner to put a stay altogether on the entire act itself, that has been refused, and the centre says that its arguments have been accepted by the Supreme Court. So both sides, in a way, have been claiming vindication and has been calling it as a balanced interim verdict that has been announced by the Supreme Court. Legal luminaries have been also reacting. Let's, in the meantime, also listen in how Salman Khurshid has also reacted to this judgment, the interim judgment that has been announced by the Supreme Court months after it had reserved its order.
Do you believe that this is a victory of the opposition as well, because you have been continuously raising this concern regarding these amendments which are being brought in by the central government, whether it is about the clause related to the waqf by user or the inclusion of the non-Muslim people in this committee? All of these points are also being covered in this verdict.
Of course, it's been covered. The balance of the Central Waqf Council and the Waqf boards, that balance has been maintained. So I think it's an extreme balance. We shouldn't talk about victory and defeat. Nobody wins and nobody loses, because this is in the interest of everybody. It can't be that this was only for the benefit of exclusively people from the religion of Islam. This is for Indian citizens. And Indian citizens being looked after, whether you are a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or a Sikh. So I don't think it's really a win-win situation. It's not a win and a lose situation.
Dr. Shalini Ali, can I, then understand from you, we are, of course, listening to the kind of legal, perspectives that are coming in, saying this is a balanced interim verdict. As far as you are concerned, do you think this is a balanced verdict?
Oh, totally. Like I said, there were a lot of notions that were around from the start when the amendment bill was being, spoken about, or the JPC committee, or even when it was brought into the House. There was a lot of notion around, like, for example, the first point which I would like to explain is that the DM and the collector has absolute power over making decisions. Now, the Waqf tribunals have been there, and there are a few cases which are still in the High Court. Like my friend over here also stated the same thing. There are 123 properties in Delhi which are being, the case is being heard in the High Court. Now, the Aam Janta, or the normal citizens of this country, were being told, and they were being fed. They were being fed into thinking that no, the DM and the collector is going to have the last verdict. Whereas tribunal courts have always been there, and cases can be appealed upon and taken in. So there is a clarity upon that. Now, the second thing is that it is a secular country. It is the largest democratic country in this world. So when we are talking about non-Muslims being a part of the Waqf board, we are also talking about non-Muslims being able to donate their land in the Waqf. So that has been also been a blanket cover that has been removed. And most importantly, there is no stay on this law. There is no stay on this Amendment Act. It has been passed by both the houses in the Parliament. It has been produced. It has been signed by the President. So if there is a discrepancy, the discrepancy was in the thought process of so-called people who think of their organizations to be spokesperson for the Muslims of this country. So this is a turning point for our country, for the democratic country, for the secular country, that yes, laws for the upliftment of the minority can be taken place, can be brought to the table, and can convert into laws which would be the beneficial for our minorities itself.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to thank all of you for joining us on Times Now this afternoon and sharing your perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, through the day today, we'll keep getting you more details of this interim judgment that has come in from the top court of the country. Viewers, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, known for writing letters to Mother Goddess or Jagat Janani every night, would often burn his writings every few months. However, one diary from 1986 has survived, and for the first time, its pages are now available in English. Here's a glimpse of one such poem that he's written.